so step one, we gotta take out this seat that we drifted in last night. Please do not ever do what we did yesterday, but we were just very excited to do some skids in the car. I did my first figure eight for the first time yesterday, and I'm still stoked about it. I know it's not that impressive to most YouTubers anymore because so many people drift, but I was satisfied. As you can see, this is why you need a good seat, because you don't want that to happen. We bought the seat on Amazon, we split the difference, and we got a bucket seat for $250.
Exactly.
So
you get a Sparco for $800 to $1,000. You know?
Yeah,
so.
for one Sparco, just to have a bucket seat to keep us in place. And the good thing about this seat is it'll fit both of us, which should be good, and it can slide up and back. So my shorter body can go with his taller body, and it all works out. Even though we got this seat for a really good price, we did not cheap out on our seat brackets and sliders by Sparco. Really good stuff, because your seat bracket and your sliders are your life. That's how you stay in the car. So we didn't cheap out on this. Sparco is the best, because George was telling us that they sit the lowest pretty much out of anybody. That way you're not sitting all the way up here when you want to be down here and your head isn't in the sunroof, essentially.
Let's go like this. This handle goes and we'll connect both of these. I don't know which one's top and bottom. I'll have to figure that out. But for right now, I want to say just rough estimate, we'll go like this. Because this is driver's side, so that's going to be for your seat belt, the harnesses. And then this will go here, if that makes sense. Well, you obviously get it aligned correctly. That's your slider. And
then you can pull up on that, and then you slide back and forth.
That's it.
As you can see, we had this very high-tech wheel as the back support for last night's fun. As you can also see, it's a very dirty car. We're gonna clean it out real quick just to get enough space to install the new seat. Keep the bungee. Save the hardware. There's like just random screws and lots of change from this adventure. George, what do you think this car's life was like? That's what is so interesting to me about super high mileage cars.
I'm very curious to know cars like this that turn into race cars. I'm always curious to know
that makes life easier.
What the history, like where it came from, where it was bought. We ought to do a VIN Carfax on
whose grandma owned this at one point.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the Carfax on to see if it came from up north, like where it's traveled to throughout its time, you know?
That stuff is always super interesting to me, because some people have sentimental value and some people do not, you know? However long this took to sell from somebody who loved the car.
Never know, we could find the first purchaser from '94
and then show them what we did to their car.
Hey, if you're ever in Atlanta,
yeah, definitely. So much money. Hope that doesn't magnetize, because I'm a moron. Can I borrow a vacuum? That sounds awesome right now.
I don't have a vacuum that'll vacuum up big shit.
What about the tiny one?
I do, but it'll mess it up if we vacuum up all this shit.
Well, I'll get all the hardware and stuff.
How about I do this? I have a better idea, David.
What's the better idea?
I'm gonna give you a broom real quick, then I'll sweep it, and then we'll vacuum it.
Okay, just cleaned out all of this carpet pretty good, vacuumed it and all that good stuff. Didn't use any upholstery cleaner or anything, but we, for the most part, got all this cleaned up. As you can see, here's where the stock seat was. Got rid of that. Now we're gonna move on to removing the stock BMW brackets, and we're also going to be removing some of this in order to mock up our now awesome hydraulic e-brake. Also, having a quick release is very, very convenient while cleaning all this out. It gave me the space to kind of crouch right here. We used a small little vacuum, got all this stuff. As you can see, Mr. George has the hydro e-brake that we got for how much?
$86.
$86.
This is basically a Chinese replica of the ASD. And honestly, I've sold a lot of ASDs, and they don't have a billet bracket like this. They have a cast bracket from Wheelwood. And this is honestly probably one of the nicest e-brakes I've ever seen from China.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's saying a lot. The quality of the machining on this is just phenomenal. So what we're gonna do, since we don't have dual caliper setup, we're gonna be switching this out. We're doing a flow through setup on our master cylinder. We're gonna order one of those from Wheelwood. We'll have that knocked out pretty quick. Put it in here, run our lines, and then we're gonna be ready to
Yes. Speaking of the e-brake stuff, that's definitely my main muscle memory weakness on learning how to drift last night. Yeah. That's the only thing I'm gonna have trouble with, I feel like. I think everything else, like once I get the feel of just gently moving the wheel like this and stuff like that, over time will get more natural. But yeah, the muscle memory of like doing your feet and then the e-brake, that's gonna get me the most. The biggest thing is by far
clutching.
Yeah,
people forget to clutch. People will just grab e-brake whenever they want, but you can't do that because it'll literally stall your motor out. It's no different than you slam on your brakes with it in gear. You're not gonna pull up to a light with the clutch not in, right? So you clutch every time you e-brake. It's just you gotta ingrain it in your head. That's the biggest thing, and then we'll teach you how to flick the car really aggressive.
Oh God. So I know you're probably wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses, but the reason is for eye protection, because we can't get to the slider bolt because the seat actually failed. So since it was electronic and it failed, we had to basically rip it off, and the bracket can't come back. Only problem is, since the bracket can't come back, we can't access the bolt to take off the bracket. So now we have to basically drill a hole in it in order to get to the bolt in the bracket. All right, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, don't get a lot of pressure in your
Just a little bit?
Yeah, just light pressure. A little bit less.
Maybe? Nope. Okay. Got it. Oh my God, I did something. I'm proud of that. All right, I gotta figure out what size this is. All right, got that half. That one came right off. Compared to the other one, that one wouldn't even come off.
But that thing,
this thing though came right off. Like it went zzz-dunk, like it was supposed to. This one was a battle. I had to take a hammer to it and everything.
Let's see.
Y'all can make fun of me. I took off some of the bolt by accident because this side, it did exactly what I wanted the drill to do. This side would not give up, and I had to take a hammer to it, and by doing that, I destroyed part of the bolt I need to take out. But the good news is I didn't destroy enough to where it was impossible to get out, and now the 18 is coming right out. I got super, super lucky, because I could have really screwed up our day. All right, everything is very sharp right now, so I'm being careful.
I'm gonna give you a little more lighting over here.
Here's that one. Check it out, dude. Took off a whole chunk. So this side, for some reason, had a cover on the nut. Other one did not. Metal shavings and all. There it is.
Done and done. Try to see if you can salvage that nut out of there.
Oh, yes. So, if you're curious about the seat abyss that's right here where you drop your phone, yeah, this person didn't even bother trying to get this stuff.
I mean, look at it on the side. It looks like they just spilled drinks and just
spilled stuff, like, ugh.
So now you got to clean it again.
Fun times.
This is the inside part, so that goes basically right there. Yep, just like that. It should fit absolutely perfect.
You want to know why? Because it does fit absolutely perfect. Okay. Sparko, you done did it. You done did the right bracket.
I mean, that's why, like I said, that's why I love the Sparko stuff, because it's so low profile.
That's like it's not even there, honestly.
The good thing about it is that it's nice for your headroom, but see, the problem, nobody wants to spend the money for it. I mean, realistically, it's about a $70 bracket. It's not cheap, but $70 is not a lot of money when it comes to you having your head stuffed in the ceiling
right here.
Simple as that, you know? So
you're here instead of here.
And there's absolutely zero flex in this.
Yeah.
And it's a pain in the ass to put in, I will say that.
Well, we're gonna do that in a second. First, I'm gonna clean this up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. Bro.
Same thing, same burn.
That's great.
So I just tack one on and sit it, dude.
It's actually working really good. Yeah, no, this stuff is we're so fortunate. Our chemist is such a badass. He used this on my buddy Nick's E36.
Yeah.
And he was like, I've been to every detail place with the carpet cleaner and nothing worked in first try.
Looks like somebody spilled like 8 drinks right there on the e-brake and just drooled down the car because right next to him is disgusting.
You know somebody had their kid in here with all the freaking McDonald's drink.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Real bad. I swear I'm not product placing everything intensely, but this is leather right here. I'm using my leather cleaner and I shot it and it's already picking up all the dirt.
Yeah, it's like a milky brown, gross looking.
And I'm gonna use this really cheap microfiber towel because it's about to be ruined, so. So after battling the carpet for what, about an hour?
Yeah.
About an hour, I was dedicated. I was like, I wanna clean this carpet even though you're probably not gonna see it under the seat. That's what the comments gonna be, oh, David. But I did it because I literally couldn't breathe in there because of allergies. I've said it a million times, I apologize. But low profile Sparco bracket is legit, especially for a taller dude like George. You got headroom?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna. It's obviously all the way up right now, but I'm gonna drop it down 3-4 more holes, and then with the slider, I'll be good.
Here I go.
I'm gonna support. Remember, it's gonna slide, so just be careful. Watch your head on the light.
Yep. Got it?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm pretty good right here, honestly.
Really? So you're perfectly centered in the bracket.
Yeah, honestly, I could go back just a hair, right there.
Okay, pretend grab the e-brake. It's going to be either on the right of the shifter or on the left of the shifter.
The thing I'm worried about is my elbows colliding with the seat. But
that's why you want to be as far out as you can.
So, like, probably right there. Yeah, because I can clear.
You just need to be super natural.
Yeah,
a little bit further back. We'll put you about it. That's about where you want it right there. And very rested. But they're coming out. So if you've ever done one center console, they're basically all the same.
They're pretty close.
You got to pull all these secret compartments and hidden screws and this and that out of here.
The worst is when you have one screw left and you can't figure out where it is.
Yeah. On the corner when she comes. I need a 10mm, please. Figure it out. Get it clamped up. It's all just like the center console stuff. Window switches. These are window switches. Figure out why that window doesn't work. It's carpeted here, you know?
Yeah.
We can put all this wiring and actually this panel, we probably need to hook this back up because this is like our notification center. See, look. Temperature outside, speed, miles per gallon, timer, code, range, date, clock, like all that stuff. It has a stopwatch on here. See the timer?
Yeah. That's legit.
Speed, yeah, it does digital speed, it does your range. I like my e-brake. See, the problem is we're going to have to bend the factory e-brake a little bit, but we should be able to mount it. I'm going to have to build a little ledge for it, but I want to be able to go through all of our gears and not hit the e-brake. We're going to be using the e-brake more than we will the shifter.
The whole entire reason we took out the center console is because we're mocking up our hydraulic e-brake. It's not going to be dual caliber setup or anything like that. Just straight on, normal hydro e-brake, easy to reach, and we're gonna put it on this side towards the steering wheel. It's gonna be great, but that's my weakness.
Wiper sticks out really far. I see one of us breaking that off. I don't really want to do it over here because I don't like that. I don't like.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Yeah, I like pulling straight back like this. This is exactly where I want it, is right here. We're gonna have to eliminate cruise control. I'll probably end up cutting that off. And another thing I'm gonna do with this is we're just gonna remember it's wipers, and we'll cut it off further down. I wonder if that comes off that shaft.
Just the little thing, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll leave the nub. That way we can still do it. We'll have wipers, but it's gonna be like hellaciously shorter, probably at least 2 inches shorter. So we'll probably get some shears or some scissors and start cutting that out. I'll probably cut this piece out first, and then we'll cut it over here so I can see what kind of metal we're working with, because I'm probably gonna have to build a little bit of a ledge. Because it's looking, honestly, if you look in here, it curves down about right here. That doesn't give us a lot of surface area to mount it. So what I'm gonna end up doing is probably welding some plate in here and then building some triangular gussets on the bottom side to give it some support. It's gonna end up probably sitting about right there.
Okay, a lot done today. We weren't able to bolt everything down completely, unfortunately, because we want to use better hardware for the seat. Because earlier today, I kind of screwed one up, which is fine, but safety first, we're gonna do that.
Yep.
Along with that, we figured out where we're gonna put the Hydro e-brake. We're gonna put it in the normal spot,
Yeah,
really,
basically.
right next to the wheel, but we're gonna make sure it's far enough away to where we don't shift the handbrake.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically the next steps are install that, install the seat. We're gonna get another seat, overnight all that. We're adding too much to this build. George has the same problem I do. I just full send it with everything I do.
We're still budget building.
We're still super cheap into this.
We're still
It's
really
insane.
cheap in the car.
Yeah, but I also am going to start washing it completely tomorrow, and then we're gonna start taping off stuff because then we are going to plasti dip it and change the entire car's color.
yeah.
If you want budget everything, we are going to also try and find a new hood locally in Atlanta because this is just terrible in focus. There we go.
all Bondo.
Yeah, this is all Bondo, so that way when I'm spraying it, it'll be great. What color are we doing it?
Dude Blue.
Yeah, from yours truly. All right, what do you guys think about this build so far? I'm having the time of my life, actually. I think we've had a really good time doing this.
It's been a good fun build.
It's been awesome. We've been just working though. So I would like to apologize to my girlfriend for not being around. She's been a good sport. And also, I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna make it to Orlando.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And you're gonna see me screw up a bunch on drift track, but that's what I'm doing this car for.
Yeah, we gotta learn. You know,
That's
it's a
right.
perfect learning curve. So.
Perfect learning car.
Yeah.
Okay, I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy. Goodbye.
Me machucou, hein?